guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is October the 4th. It is Tuesday morning here with pre-session, and I wanted to talk to you guys, particularly to the beginner traders, those that may be inexperienced and looking to start or journey, create a path for themselves, and simply finding a way that they can actually make money day trading each and every day, all right, and be profitable. So I want to show you an easy strategy that I talk about many times on this channel here, and I will continue to do so because I want to continue growing the community here and just share the information and knowledge that I know and pass it along. Now, this is the way I actually trade, and maybe will help someone else out there who's watching this video, maybe a newcomer, someone that's new to watching the channel. Because I kind of get the same questions over and over, and I think people need to really spend some time watching the videos here on the channel, and it will probably answer a lot of your questions. There are over 300 videos on the channel in which you can kind of just go back and watch. I highly recommend watching the supply and demand videos here on the channel. And if you come over to our Discord community, there are tons of traders in the community here, like-minded fellow traders that trade the future markets, not just particularly the ES futures, but that can answer questions as well, and that can kind of steer you and guide you in the right direction. If it's not me, it could be someone else as part of the channel. And so you have, you have connections, by means of talking to someone, conversing in the Discord, as well as go back and watch some of the videos. So what I'm finding, and through comments and just conversation with certain individuals, is that the videos are actually helping, and people are starting to see the light and taking a turn for the better in their trading. So I welcome you in. Hopefully you'll take the time to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. All you have to do is click on the red button, the subscribe button below. Click the bell. Make sure you have your post notifications turned on so that you never miss one of the uploads here to the video, because I pretty much post every single day almost, unless I have something else going on. I do have a busy schedule because I'm making content, videos, trading live during the session, doing my trading, and as well as interacting with the Discord community as well. And then I have other, business ventures as well that I have to take part in. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump into this. Thank everyone who is currently subscribed to the channel. And like I said, if you haven't subscribed, please take the time to go ahead and smack that subscribe button, click on it, click the bell, make sure you have your post notifications turned on, and let's get into this video right now. So you may be asking yourself, maybe you're a beginner trader, maybe you're someone who's just starting off trying to learn a strategy that you can learn pretty quick to start trading and making some money. Now, I'm not saying maybe you're trying to, you may not be trying to get rich overnight, which most people, you're not going to get rich overnight. It takes time, discipline, patience. You have to have, like I say, 98% of it is up here, okay? You have to have this in check and in control. Outside of that, it's pretty much knowing how to trade, understanding the concepts, getting those things under your belt, grasping, the elements or the core elements to actually trading, and developing a strategy that actually works. And I'm going to show you here, just using some trades that I took yesterday in my own trading, and show you how you can use this strategy, because there's two ways I go about trading. Sometimes I can trade depending on I'm looking for certain zones, supply and demand zones. That's my bread and butter. That's how I actually trade. I trade nothing more but supply and demand, and I can trade from a purely naked chart. You take off volume profile, and at the bottom, yes, I do have the cumulative delta, and it's only on my 12 range chart. But you take those things away, I can still trade, without having those things in my chart or items to listen to my chart. I do not primarily use the cumulative delta. Every once in a while, I kind of glance at it. But it's just for a means of tertiary confirmation in a sense. But volume is extremely important to my trading. So, I always talk about selling the highs and buying the lows. But outside of that, supply and demand, purely naked chart is the only way that I see that is that works. Because too much stuff on your chart, too much clutter, all it does is clutter your mind. Okay, it visually impairs you to be able to see what's going on, being able to read market structure and follow price action, okay? Or understand market structure, I should say. So I'm going to show you a strategy that I use in my own trading, each and every day, if you're a beginner trader or someone that may be even an experienced trader or an intermediate trader, something that you can use to maybe incorporate into your own trading plan, you know? Because some people like to use different strategies, whatever the case is. Some people may be both scalpers and swing traders or whatever the case is. Me, primarily, I'm a scalper, so I use this day in and day out. So I don't want to kind of, talk, but I want to go ahead and jump right into this. So let's jump into it now. So here we go. I want to show you an actual trade that I took yesterday evening. And again, it's all based on supply and demand. So first and foremost, understand this is a strategy that surrounds supply and demand style trading. Okay, simply looking for zones, looking for structure breaks, things of that nature. Okay, and if you understand supply and demand, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you do not understand supply and demand, please take the time to learn supply and demand. It's just a recommendation, not telling you what to do, but I highly recommend it, okay? Because, and the reason why I say this in a lot of my videos, and it's because supply and demand are the areas in the market where big orders are being placed, aggressive orders, buying and selling, by who? Scratch your head a little bit, ask yourself, the banks, the institutions, the bigger players at hand, the powers to be, I call them, okay? So let's jump into it. Yesterday evening, okay, into the Asian session, I took a trade, actually two trades, one going short and one going long, okay? And let's take a look at the first opportunity. Actually, let's take a look at this one here since I already have it marked off the zone here. All you have to do is basically follow and understand market structure. If you understand market structure, the structure that price is making as it's moving, and able to read price action and looking for and understand. And all you have to do is identify structure breaks. Then you're going to be able to locate supply and demand zones. Okay. So yesterday in the market, the market was bullish yesterday. So we just kept getting higher highs and higher lows, breaking to the upside. Price pulls up here to this area here. It must have hit some area of resistance to the left, sells off, then turns around towards the end of the close or the market at the close of the session yesterday, breaks higher, breaks through this area of structure right here, resistance, whatever the case is. Okay. So now we have a high here. All right. So I'm gonna talk about this trade where I sold yesterday evening around 8:15 or so. But let's talk about this one here at first, this demand zone. Okay, so as price made this high here and it pulled back, it broke structure on the way down right here. Okay, but then it turns around and it starts making higher highs and higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, breaking higher. What is the first thing you have to figure out is what did price do? It broke structure right here, right? It broke structure. So if it breaks an area of structure, immediately you got to shift your mind and start thinking, okay, now I need to start marketing or finding areas of supply and demand, okay? So it made higher highs and higher lows, breaks back, breaking structure. The moment that it turns back around, takes out the swing high here, right here, is broke structure again. The moment it breaks structure at any point, you start looking for areas of supply or demand, okay? So it breaks higher, all right? Once it pulls back, before it actually pulls back, I'm looking to see, all right, where are some areas of demand at? Right here, okay? We have an area of demand at, right here, this area here. And then we also have demand sitting down in this area down here. Now, price comes right to the first area of demand. Right here on the pullback right here, okay? And it's also below a high volume area. So I always say buy the lows, right? So I got two means of confirmation there. Price is at a rejection point that's untested, okay? Untested for me is it increases the probability of the trade of of an entry. Meaning, so when price gets to this zone here, it increases the probability of price rejecting that area, okay? So price gets to that area, it's below the high volume area. Simply all you have to do is once price gets back to that area is look for a candle break. And you ask yourself, what do you mean by candle break? I mean, we have this red candle, this last red candle to the downside. The green candle next to it that starts to develop, once it breaks the body of the red candle to the upside, go long, okay? Go long back to the most recent highs, okay? The most recent high, which is right here. So if you got into your trade right here at 37.04, take it back up to at least this area here at 37.14. That's 10 points, okay? That's 10 points. And if you're an ES futures trader, one contract, you done made some good money, all right? Real good money. Even trading the micros, okay? So But most people who start off trading, I recommend also maybe you want to start trading micros and then work your way up to trading the minis. Okay, so that was my first trade, and it's all based around supply and demand and structure breaks. If you start learning supply and demand and understand how to read market structure, just basically looking for structure breaks and then market areas of supply and demand, you will do extremely well. Okay, all right, and again, recommend naked chart. All right, so let's look at this area where I took this sell entry. Now, this was a little bit tricky because you actually have to look to your left-hand side of your chart. And as a trader, you always must be looking left to see what price did prior to. All right, so I'm gonna have to bring this together so you can see it. This purple line here, it dictates or notates this area. Let me make sure right quick, guys, before I give you the wrong thing here. Let's see. So I scroll to the left. There's an area of supply sitting right here. Now it was already tested once, so to me, if it's already been tested, it's still a supply area, a supply zone, and price. Being it's already been tested once or twice, whatever the case is, it does lower the probability a little bit, but that does not mean that price may not reject that area. Now, price did break this area here and test the supply zone here. Now let's go back to present day or yesterday evening. Right here is what I'm talking about. So as price broke higher, it tapped into that purple line right here that's a supply zone from, let's go back and see what day that was. Let's see. That was September the 29th, okay? September the 29th, right here, early part of the morning, around 3 o'clock in the morning, okay? So it hits an area of supply, all right? So what happens? I noticed I noticed the price hits a supply zone. It did break structure on the way to the upside here. And at this point, all I'm doing is waiting for a candle break back to the downside. We got a green candle, the last green candle or up candle to the upside. The moment that this red candle forms and closes to the downside below the body of that green candle, I am short, okay? Where do I take my short to? I'm taking my short back down to the next level or the next swing low area, I would say, where there's an actual area of liquidity resting in, okay, where money is resting in the market, which is right here, this area right here, okay? So I get in right here at the close, say, for instance, in this case here, a red candle did not close at the body of the green candle. It actually closed right below it at the wick of it. So you can get in right here, say at 37.12, take your trade back down to here, okay? The low of the swing, the first swing below pretty much, okay? The swing that was the price moving to the upside here, making higher highs and higher lows. This last swing to the upside, there's liquidity resting at the bottom of it, at that low there, which is support. Take it back down to that area there, okay? But you must wait for the candle break to the downside, okay? All right? Now, just like I said, this is a simple strategy that you can implement into your own trading, regardless of the market. Some people may say, does it work just on the ES? Does it work just on the NASDAQ? Does it work just on, it works for options. It works for stocks. You just have to be able to understand market structure and reprice action, but also the most important thing is being able to know where and how to mark supply and demand zones. And those areas, supply and demand, is nothing more but aggressive buying and selling areas, zones in the market where orders or transactions are being filled, okay? All right, and most times when you see a big push out of a certain area, whatever the case is, say for instance, a big swing to the upside, you can almost bet that's the banks and institutions trying to fill orders. And they can't fill all of them, so when price gets back there, 9 times out of 10, especially if it's untested already, they're looking to probably make more transactions at that particular location. So I went short here at an area supply off from September 29th, and then this was an area demand. It pulled back down. There's an area demand. Boom, I went long, okay? So let's take a look at some of the trades from yesterday, just to give you some more examples, okay? Now, this is a clear-cut, clean setup here, all right? What we had going on here, price was moving to the upside. A high here, pulled back pretty significant, makes higher highs and higher lows, chopping to the upside, okay? Smaller swings. Then, if you look out to the left-hand side of your chart, it must have hit some area of resistance, supply, whatever the case is. What happens? It has a turning point. It does not want to push any higher. What happens then is that price pivots, turns. What do you see in this last right here? There's a swing here, a pullback, and then a push higher. What does price do? It breaks that area of structure on the way back down. So if price breaks structure on the way back down, what are we looking for? What do we do there? Then, once price breaks structure, all you have to do is mark your supply or demand zone. In this case here, because we're breaking structure to the downside, we mark our supply zone. Okay? All right? Breaking structure to the downside, supply. Breaking structure to the upside, demand. Okay? Price pulls back to this zone right here. Okay? To the supply zone. All I'm waiting for is price to do what? Is it tested yet? It has not been tested. Even though the push to the downside here, price pulls back, it didn't tap 100% to the tick into the zone. So, for me, it's untested. Price pushes lower. Okay, it takes a little time, but this price does come back to that area right here at 950. I think I talked about this yesterday in yesterday's trading session, I believe it was. Okay, but let's take a look. Yeah, yesterday's trading session, I talked about this. Okay, so here we go. Price taps back into it. So all you're waiting for now is what? For a structured break. Okay? If you're trading directly off the 12 range chart, all you have to do, not a structured break. All you're waiting for is a candle break if you're trading straight off the 12 range chart. And there's another technique or strategy that I use in pairing charts together. So, you know, it's two different, it's the same strategy in a sense, but it's just two different ways of how I trade. If I'm trading off of one chart or using paired charts. So in this case, in this example here, I'm showing you how you can trade market supply and demand zones. Say for instance, off of a anchor chart. Now, I would not recommend trading this off like a 1 minute chart, whatever the case is, unless you're great at scalping, you have plenty of experience, and you know how to mark supply and demand zones off a lower scale or lower time frame chart to look for quick entries for scalps of, you know, maybe a couple ticks, whatever the case is. Because the lower the time frame, you know, you're not going to be able to capitalize on as much many ticks or whatever the case is in the market. You know, some people like to say points, ticks. I measure everything in ticks. To me, I started off doing that. It just works that way. I take the money piece out of my actual trading. I learned that a long time ago, because when you stop thinking about how much money you can actually make when you're actually trading and always looking at your, you know, your P&L, trade performance, whatever the case is, and looking at the cash amount, because that part there will mess with your mind. Just think about trying to, like a game in a sense, like you're playing Monopoly or whatever it is, just trying to capitalize on banking on certain things, meaning, you know, you're going around and being able to buy it, whatever it is. Just kind of think of it that way. You're taking ownership in something. So in my mind, I'm looking at it as a game of what could be chess, checkers, whatever the case is, trying to outsmart my opponent and make as many ticks as possible, whatever the case is. So however you want to think about it, doesn't really matter. But anyways, getting back to what I was saying, this right here, so price pulls back to this area right here and rejects this area. So all I'm looking for is a candle break back to the downside. Again, supply and demand. Okay, got to break a structure right here, meaning price made a high here. The structure right below, price break structure, market area supply, price retraces back to that area. What am I looking for now? Just a break of a candle to the downside. All right, now if you got into the trade, like say for instance right here, price does pull back a little bit further. But if you really look at it, let's say you got to this trade right here, on that candle right there, the break to the downside. Price didn't really tap into the box completely. It's like a couple ticks away, 2 ticks away, whatever the case is. Now, most people or some people probably will get into that trade right there, and then the price get in at the bottom once the close of this red candle closes below that green candle right there, that closes below the body of it. The price pulls back. Okay. Now, okay, yeah, you have a little bit of a iffy situation right there, and if you had your stop right at the back end of this candle right here, this red candle. That's why I say don't always put your stop right at, you know, a supporting swing, tick to tick. Give it a few ticks room. You know, like right here, if you put your stop right here at 36.39, 36.40, you know, give yourself, you know, maybe 6 to 8 ticks room, whatever, something like that. Okay, if you've done that, then you probably wouldn't have got stopped out here. But price does pull back. Let's say you do get stopped out. Okay, you took a little loss there, but it taps into the zone now. Now, all we're looking for now, if you got in here and waiting for the break here at 36 3/4, then you're golden, okay? What do you take the trade back down to? You're going to have areas of support somewhere up in here because price is pushing higher. If you look down on a lower time frame chart, you're going to see some swings moving to the upside that start taking out these areas of structure right here, okay? And what price does, it comes to those areas right here, pulls back, and breaks lower. Now, for me, my goal is to try to get price back down to this area here, the low point here, because there's liquidity resting right here. But there's also areas of liquidity which you don't see here on little swings, what I call micro swings. You scale down to the 4-range chart, you're going to see it. Okay, but price does pull back and takes out those smaller areas of liquidity on the pullback here. Okay, now it doesn't come all the way back here, but then it hits some area of support and pushes higher. But either way, if you got into the trade, you still at 36 and, like I said, 36 and 3/4, 36 and a half. You still could have capitalized just taking this move right back down to this area here, 5 points trade or so. Okay, so there again, you still can make money and make profit. All right. So I've been showing you a couple examples and ways of how I actually trade each and every day, just using this simple strategy over and over again, and you can do it the same way to make money trading. Okay. Again, this is going out to just not beginner traders, maybe you're intermediate, maybe you're an experienced trader that doesn't really trade this way, but say, okay, let me take a look at this, and then find out that it actually works, and you incorporate it into your trading. All right, not telling you to do it or not, just showing you how I do it. Okay, so here again, price must have hit some area of resistance out here to the left, or supply, whatever the case is. Chop it to the upside, making higher highs and higher lows. Makes a high here. Okay, what do we have below us? Structure right here. What happens? Price chops to the downside, taking out structure right here. Once it chops to the downside and takes out structure, what do you have left behind? Push the downside, take out structure, and leaving behind areas of supply. Here, here, and this area right here. Price pulls back to the first area of supply. What are you waiting for then? Once you get a structure break, pull it back to the area of supply you marked up. All you're waiting for is a break of a candle below the body or below the full candle, in a sense. Doesn't do it right here. But the moment I see price push a little lower and this red candle, the body of it starts to take out the wick here, I'm short. Okay. Yes, it's a little risky. Yes, I'm aggressive, but I'm looking to take price back down to at least this area right here where there is liquidity resting at. Why? Because it's a low right here. Price pushed down or started moving to the downside, made a low right here. This is an area of support, pulls back to the area of supply. I'm looking to take the trade short once I get into it, back down to this area of liquidity, this area of support down here where there's a low at, okay? And that's pretty much how I do it each and every day. And it's a very easy way to show you how you can trade same way, but you got to grasp and understand supply and demand and how to use it trading and following price action, okay? That's all I have for you guys in this video today. I truly hope this help kind of give you some value, maybe help you understand more about supply and demand if you're definitely learning about supply and demand right now. And just try it out, backtest it, practice it. And if you have any questions, come to the Discord. Join us on the Discord right now. All you have to do is find the link down in the description portion of this video. Click on the link, invite yourself into the Discord community free of charge. You may be sitting here asking, well, what is your Discord about? What is the community about? Guys, we're approaching, I think, right at 400 members now on the Discord, and it's growing each and every day. It's a community, if you're a futures trader, to come and join because we talk about the future markets, okay, primarily. Each morning, during the session, whatever the case is, we're talking about levels and zones. Some people talk about the strategies they actually use. Yes, not everybody uses the same strategy I use. Some people come to the table with their own strategy. So it's a question and answer type forum. So come be part of a great community. All you have to do is find the link down in the description portion of this video below. And other than that, all I have to say is that if you're interested, because I get this all the time, some people ask, how do I join and become part of the Elite Channel Membership Program? Through YouTube. I have 2 tiers set up. One is the Loyal Channel Supporter. The other is the Elite Channel Membership tier. Pretty much everyone is signed up for the Elite Channel Membership for the simple reason is because, yes, they get all the perks of the first tier, plus they get the member shout-outs. But one of the biggest perks that they love is the trade breakdowns, where I go over in detail my trade entries. When I record my live recorded sessions, which I'm getting ready to do, well, may do here today, I'm not sure, because I'm already making one of these videos now. But yesterday I did a live recorded session video where I posted yesterday, so if you haven't watched that, watch that. But I go into detail about the trade breakdowns, my entries, so that you can get a better understanding of how I trade, why I took trades at a certain location, the supply and demand zones. So it's basically, you can kind of walk with me through my mindset, and I explain things, the process, in detail. It has helped plenty of traders out. And if you don't believe what I'm saying, go to the Discord, ask some of the community members there, and they'll let you know. But outside of that, if you're interested in joining and becoming one of the members on one of the the YouTube membership program, either a loyal channel supporter or the elite channel member program, all you have to do is click on the join button on the home page or on any video here on the channel. There's a join button right there at top, and you can click on it, look at the 2 tiers, decide which tier you want to sign up for. But again, like I said, the elite channel membership tier gives you the option of receiving the exclusive video content, which is the trade breakdowns. Okay, so just click on the join button. You'll see it there. It's all for the price of a cup of coffee a month. What, $6.99? So for $6.99, you're getting so much value wrapped up in the trade breakdowns, because it will probably help transform your trade and take it to another level. So anyways, outside of that, that's all I have for you guys in this video. Please make sure to hit that like button for me here on the video. If you please, do not mind, click on that like button as well. I'm gonna close this video out so I can go ahead and get started and rock and rolling over in the Discord with the community members, to where I can start doing my own trading for today. But outside of that, take care, trade safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.